Well, I think, Nana, I've got lots of friends who work in the steel industry, and they tell me that their order books are full. They cannot keep up with the work at the moment. So I think it's not appeasing. I think it's about being sensible. It's about being wise. It's about protecting those steel jobs, in the short term, because let's not forget, we've just come out of COVID. We've had all the world's been locked down. Now we've got a war in Ukraine, which is affecting everything. I think at this time, just for this time only, that some of our industry needs government to wrap their arms around them a little bit and help them and support them through this difficult time. And if we do, we're going to come out of this much better and much stronger, and we'll save thousands and thousands of jobs.
So what do you think then in terms of some of the policies that they've already come out with at the moment, though, because a lot of people have looked at them. There's been a lot of money handed out. They're giving extra benefits, all of those kind of things. People are looking at that thinking we're spending too much, and that really isn't a Conservative thing.
I agree with that 100%. I have this conversation every single week down there in London. We are spending far too much money. We spent over £400 billion during the pandemic. We need to tighten our belts, easy for me to say, on a good salary, as I always point out. But yes, the country needs to stop spending money. We're on a credit card at the moment, and we're not making no repayments back on that credit card. It's a tough time, and I want to see our government cut taxes. I want to make sure we get people back into work. We've got 1.6 million vacancies in this country and probably 1 million people on the dole at the moment. That's not right. We need to get people back to work, get them upskilled, get them trained, get them into high-paid jobs. And the way you get people into high-paid jobs is not necessarily paying a higher rate for a job. Is to get them that education and training that they need to get a better job. And it's always been like that in this country. And I think we've sort of forgot that. We just, like with the rail workers at the moment, who I don't, I think they should have a pay rise. Of course they should. But, the industry that they work in has got to be profitable. It's got to be slimmed down. They're getting less people travelling on the trains. They've got to make cuts, in their own industry to make sure that they run a proper service and give taxpayers proper value for money, like all private industry has to.
Now, and I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, yesterday in my show, I asked people, I asked our viewers and listeners, what do you blame most for the by-election losses? And I gave them 4 options. I said disgraced MPs, of course, Neil Parish and Imad Ahmed. But we asked Boris Johnson, Tory infighting, or the policies. And it was a resounding Tory policies. That was the thing. But at the moment, we're watching a whole cascade of infighting. What would you say to them? Because I'm watching it. I want them to get on with the cost of living and dealing with that. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick to my back teeth of watching them jostling for position and leadership when, if you don't do a good job, you're all out. What would you say to them for that?
Well, you're absolutely right, and I get fed up to the back teeth of it. I didn't expect, 2 years into being a member of Parliament that would be backbiting, fighting with each other. And quite frankly, the British public deserve better. I think they need a strong government, and I think we can be a strong government if certain people stop fighting within our ranks. Boris has won the confidence vote. He's got a massive majority. He's got a massive mandate from the British public, and we need to crack on now and deliver on the promises that we made in 2019. If the people don't like him at the next election, they can vote him out. But in the meantime, let's get together. Let's pull together the whole country. We're going through the most difficult time in my lifetime, and I would just wish, for goodness sake, stop it and get on and help the British people.